Give us a light, mate.
You can't smoke in here.
Yes, I can. Watch. Well, after the American tour, which ended in March 2002, we sort of came back to England and wrote some new songs. But, frankly, we were cream crackered, knackered. We played our last date together as a band at the Isle of MTV show in Portugal around, when was it? It was June 2002, I think. And that was it. And after that, we just concentrated on trying to make this sort of turdy Gorillaz film.
Yeah, well, we got so many offers to make a film in America. At the time, it seemed like a waste not to take the opportunity.
So we all moved over to LA for a while, La La Land, and we sort of hired this big house out in the sort of kind of like a Hollywood thing, it's like up in the hills, so that we could sort of be right in the hub, you know what I'm saying? In the hub of where we were sort of meant to be filming, but I've got to say, man, there was a lot of great distractions, you know what I mean?
And the film negotiations were just endless.
Oh, man, I was just like really, really tedious,
Yeah, we got caught up in rehearsals, meetings, script approvals.
The script was unfinished. The people writing it thought they were making a very insightful yet ironic comment on popular culture, supposedly non-linear Charlie Kaufman-esque animation in which the four main protagonists, namely Gorillaz, fall randomly in and out of a number of surreal situations. But in fact, the scriptwriters were just like making it up as they went along.
Will you wake us up when you finish, Noodle?
I guess what she's trying to say is they thought it was going to be like a modern version of the Monkees movie Head.
Yeah, thing is, the person they chose to play me looked like some old wrinkly geriatric, It's really insulting. And he smelt, what a pen and ink, I think it might have been Robert Downey Sr. I mean, that guy must have been pushing 70,
Have you looked in the mirror recently?
Listen, mate. I may be no spring chicken, but I don't look that rough, do I? I mean, the wrinkles on my face are all laughter lines.
Nothing's that funny. Anyhow, the situation went downhill from there. No one was focused enough. 2D couldn't understand the difference between film and reality. Murdoch got himself kicked out of the Playboy mansions for stealing ashtrays.
And Russell got a big fat ego and then changed his name to R. Diddy.
So eventually we decided to cut our losses and take time off to recuperate.
This just lead to further misadventure.
So, man, when we realized we were just sort of whistling in the wind, we decided to have a break from each other. So I headed down south to try my luck in Mexico. But there was some sort of mix-up, my finances, and I kind of got accused of...
Yeah. He was found using counterfeit checks in a Mexican brothel.
Yeah, the Chicken Choker. Wonderful place and fantastic staff. Happy days.
Basically, he got caught passing dud checks off as payment to the girls. And consequently, Murdoch got taken to jail.
Yeah, all right, Russell. Russell spent a long time trying to recuperate. He ended up living in Ike Turner's basement. Ike Turner! You went a wee bit mental, didn't you, Russ?
Well, he certainly looked a lot like Ike Turner. I was working on an album of my own, but eventually it felt like the album was working on me. It was a strange time. When you work in a band with people for such a long period, and then that suddenly stops, it can leave you at a loss. I think I had some kind of breakdown. I just lost one of my closest friends, Dale, the spirit who used to live inside me, and the strain was starting to show. Every song I tried to record would become a hallucination. Then the hallucination would try to write the song, which would then get up and become another...
Yeah, Russell, man. It's probably... No.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I'm sorry.
Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Have a salad, Okay. It's probably best not to dig too deep on this one. Dark place, man, dark place. So, anyway, after 18 months in this sort of Tijuana jail, I thought, enough is enough. And with a little help from my friends, I got myself sort of out and back home to Blighty, the good old U of the K. But I tell you, that's enough South America for me for a while. The prison food is rubbish. I don't think I could eat another burrito in my life.
Yeah, but you still like a bit Mexican sausage, eh, man?
Shut up, you little So, by the time I got back, Noodle had also returned from her trip to her Japanese homeland and was already in the process of recording a new album, or, at least laying down a lot of the groundwork.
Yes, I had been in Japan for about a year, researching my past, as it had always been a mystery to me. It was during this period that I was awoken from my extended amnesia, and in doing so, I discovered many interesting facts about myself, one of which is that I knew English language fluently. Having been revitalized, I returned to England and I began to lay foundation for a new Gorillaz album. However, Kong Studios, where we live and record, had been lying dormant and empty during our absence.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to get good staff to clean a haunted studio.
Yes, no one had maintained the building and it had also been broken into. There seemed to be a plague of the walking undead infesting the building. Corpses lined the corridors.
So once we were back, it took a little while to get into the swing of things. I mean, it can be very distracting when you got 6 or 7 decomposing zombies stuck up your chimney flue.
We got chimney flue?
I'm speaking metaphorically, Dee. I'm using the analogy of a chimney flue to describe the passageways of our flowing creativity. The zombies in this case are used as a metaphor, as in blockages to the airways, figuratively speaking.
Really?
No. There really are about 6 or 7 undead carcasses stuck up the studio chimney.
That explains the smell, wouldn't it? Yeah. I stayed round in Los Angeles for a while. I got invited to stay round Brick Eklund's flat. But, she's nuts. Running around naked, banging on the walls half the night. I never got any sleep. So I nodded off back to my dad's place on the coast of England. I got a temporary job work on the rides at my old man's fun fair, which was wicked really. It did a lot for my confidence, yeah? I put up with a lot less crap than that geriatric Murdoch now.
Oi, you! Pass us the ashtray, now!
Yeah, certainly, sir. Here you go.
I originally discovered the building, which now houses Kong Studios, back in 1999. I was looking for a cheap studio space on the internet, and it threw up this little gem. It's located on a hilltop in Essex, and believe me, there aren't many hills in Essex. There's one in Langdon, I think. But it wasn't until we'd sort of been there for a year or so that we discovered the truth about the place.
Oh, horrible.
It turns out the original site for the building was like a druid's meeting point. It was picked specially for its unique alignment of dark energies and hideous ley lines. The first Kong building was erected on top of an old disused cemetery. A lot of people who died in the Great Plague of 1665 were dumped there in shallow graves and burial pits.
Poor people.
Yeah, poor people. The current building, where our studios are, is situated next to one of the biggest landfill sites in the country. So it's like it's full of old fridges, nappies, colostomy bags, rotten cows, all sorts. Just barely buried, And in the middle of the summer, when it gets hot, the stench is unbelievable. I don't know, man, it's like someone cooking turds or something.
And no one seems to sell efficient air freshener in Essex.
No. I mean, the last owners were this kind of biker gang, these cats who use the building as their clubhouse. They're called the Nomads. But they'd chosen to settle there for some reason. Anyway, one night they all got caught in a fire in the building, Burnt to a crisp. Which no one told us about when we bought the place.
Man, that place is full of bad spirits and sick vibrations.
Still, we gave it a lick of paint and hung up a couple of posters. It looks great. It's got underfloor heating already installed, so it can't be all bad, eh, kids?
Yes, the website Gorillaz.com allows our online fans to roam around the Kong Studios building. As the place acts as a home, as studios and the Gorillaz HQ, there's a lot for people to see and do. There are interactive cameras in every room and corridor of the building, allowing people to see right into their lives. They can use the instruments in the studio room or talk to the characters that hang out there.
Yeah, there's like various places they can go.
It's also the place where the fans can interact with each other on the message boards. And now we got our own auditions room where people can send in their tapes and animations and work. Noodle's currently running a competition to find new talent, maybe someone to work with the Gorillaz in some way.
We've had some fantastic entries, and there's like 3 or 4 floors to the building now, right? And you can like look around our bedrooms, yeah.
Why would anyone want to look around your bedroom?
Basically, we spent a lot of money extending the place, building more and more parts onto it. It's been broken into a couple of times whilst we've been away. Some vandals sprayed a lot of anti-murder graffiti on the walls.
Things like Murdoch is a twat, and things like Murdoch is a twat.
You mongrel. Still in the mood, aren't you? Because Busted split up.
Also, the producer we've been working with, Danger Mouse, found a whole underground section of the place that had been blocked off for years. Pretty creepy.
I'm really parched, I'm spitting feathers. Is there anybody who could get me a beer around here? Anywhere at all you can get one of those things?